Hello, smart learners. You're welcome to Mass Mind with Ijoma. Do you know the reason why so many students fail to solve simple equations effectively? It's just because they don't know the basic rules and how to apply them. And that brings us to what we have today, simple equation. And we'll be talking about the basic rules. Simple equation, as the name implies. Equations are algebraic expressions with an equality sign. It means gotten from equality. So when you talk about equation, you should know that you are to see combination of alphabets and numbers, which is algebra, combined with an equality sign, which makes it an equation. When there is no equality sign, it's called just an algebraic expression. But when there is an equality sign, it's called an equation. Now, examples of equation, we have x plus 5 equal to 8. It's combination of alphabet, numbers with an equality sign. Then we have the next, 2p plus 3p equal to 12 minus p. This is an equation because it's combined with equality sign and algebraic expressions. Now, I'll be talking about different forms of equation and how you can tackle them without problems. Okay? Now, when you have an equation in the form 2x plus 5 minus x equal to 12. Now, if you watch, it's just equation on a straight line. It's just an equation on a straight line, no fractions. If you have such a thing, the first thing you do is collect like terms. Now, somebody will ask what like terms are. A term is an algebraic part of expression that is comprised of number, an alphabet, or just number, or just alphabet, or alphabet, number, and sign. And the signs that are required here is plus and minus. So if you talk about a term, 2x is a term, plus 5 is another term, minus x is another term, and 12 is another term. So terms are part of an expression or an equation that can stand on their own. Like 2x can stand on its own as a term. Plus 5 can stand on its own. Minus x can stand on its own because it's a negative x. So, now when you have such thing, you collect like terms. It can be in different form. You can even have something like this. In this case, you collect like term also. Now, why are you collecting like terms? As I said earlier, terms are things that can stand on their own, part of expression that can stand on their own. Like I gave different examples. And what are like terms? Like terms are terms that belong to the same family. Like terms are terms that are alike, as the name implies. They are alike. Example, if you come to this second example here, you have 2p, you have plus 3p, you have minus p. These three are like terms. Why are they like terms? Because 2 has p, 3 has p, and p is among because it's p already. So now, what does 2p mean? P and another p. That's 2p. What does 3p mean? P and p and another p. Addition of alphabets gives you increment of the alphabet. but multiplication of alphabets gives you powers of the alphabet. Now, in this case, we are talking about increments of the alphabet because p plus p plus p will give you 3p. Why p times p times p will give you p raised to power 3. That's a different case scenario. Now, coming back to what we are saying, if you see such thing, you just do what? Collect like terms. So if we are collecting like terms here, 2x will be together with this minus x. Why? Because they are alike. 12 and 5 will be together. Why? They are ordinary numbers without a variable. Okay? Then coming to the second one, equations in this form. If it's in this form, 2x equal to 10 or 5x equal to 15, in such a case that you have just a term and another term with an equality sign in between the two terms, especially when you have the second term to be a constant. What is a constant? A constant is a number without any alphabet. Why is it constant? It's because it can never change. Why can't it change? Because there is no alphabet there that you will find a value that will make it to change. Let's have an example. 15 remains 15 no matter what happens. But 2x is not a constant. Why is it not a constant? It is because if you get the value of x, the value of that 2 will change. So let's assume x became 5. What will happen? You will have 2 times 5, which will now give you the value that will be there, 10. So that's why it's not a constant. But if it's just a number, it's a constant because there is nothing that will change its value. Now let's go to next. Equations in this form, remember what you should do is divide both sides by the coefficient of the alphabet. If you see equation in this form or this form, that's 2x equal to 10 or 5x equal to 15, you just divide both sides by the coefficient of the alphabet. Now someone will ask again, what is coefficient? Coefficient is a number, a letter, a number and sign, or anything at all multiplying the required. Let's have 2xy. If we are talking about the coefficient of y, that means it's 2x that is the coefficient of y. Why? 2x is what is making y not to stand alone. 2x is what is multiplying y. That's coefficient. Coefficient is anything multiplying the required letter or alphabet. So if we talk about minus 2 over 3x, the coefficient of x in this case will be minus 2 over 3. Why? Because minus 2 over 3 is what is making this x not to stand alone. That is what is multiplying x. So coefficient is anything making the required alphabet not to stand alone. That's coefficient. Or whatever that is multiplying the required. Now let's go to next. When you see equations in this form, 2x equal to 2 over 3 or 3x over 10 equal to 4 over 5. In this case, you're seeing a fraction. Either a number and a fraction or a fraction and a fraction. What do you do at this point? You cross multiply. So in this case, you cross multiply. Cross multiply does not mean 3x times 4. It means cross multiply. You're multiplying x, 3x with 5 and multiplying 4 by 10. That's cross multiplication. If it is just a multiplication, there was no equality sign here. It confuses students more. Assuming there was no equality sign here at first, and there is a multiplication sign, you have your normal 3x times 4, 12x, 10 times 5, 50. But in this case, we are trying to find the value of x. That is why you will cross multiply. And cross multiplying means multiplying on top of equality, which means multiplying the other way around. It's always like a times. Follow the lines of the times. So 4 is going with 10 and 3x is going with 5. That's cross multiply. So we'll be solving some examples on this. Now, I will want to solve these examples using the examples we have already on the board so that we'll see how it works. Okay? And we said equations in this form, what do? Remember, collect like terms. Select them. Those with alphabet should go and meet their friends. Those with numbers should go to their friends too. Now, how do they go to their friends? They will be on different sides of the equality sign. Okay? So, in this case, collect like terms, CLT. So, if you're collecting like terms, 2x is already here. And we have minus x. Somebody might be confused. My teacher used to say plus x instead of minus. Now, this x here did not cross the equality sign. That's why it's remaining negative. But assuming this x was here, minus x, that means if it crosses the equality sign to come to the left-hand side, it becomes positive. Whenever positive crosses equality sign, it becomes negative. And whenever negative crosses, it becomes positive. Okay? Now, it did not cross, so it's remaining the same. Is equal to, we have finished taking everything that is with x in our equation. So the next is numbers by the right-hand side. 12. Now, which other number? We have plus 5. What do? Cross it. It will become minus 5. Remember, when plus crosses equality sign, how do you know that it's crossing? If it was at the left of the equality sign and later came to the right of the equality sign, that means it have crossed. But even if there is an equation that is as long as this board and the equality sign is at the end, and the number you're bringing to the beginning is at the middle and it haven't crossed, please, the sign will still remain the same until it crosses the equality sign. So we have 2x minus x, which is x. What does this mean? 2x minus x. X and another x, that's 2x. Then minus x means kill one of the x. What will happen? It will remain x, one of the x. So that's the simple logic there. Is equal to 12 minus 5. You just subtract and you have your 7. So that means x is equal to 7. Now watch. What makes you know that your equation is correct? Equation, as the name implies, means that whatever is at the right hand side is equal to whatever that will be at the left hand side. Now, I have found my x to be 7, right? Now, let's try it out. Take the equation to check. Take the equation 2x plus 5 minus x equal to 12. That's the equation, right? Now, move ahead to put your 7, which is the value of the x in the equation you have. So 2x means 2 brackets 7, that's 2 times 7, plus 5 minus x is what? 7 again, is equal to 12. Now, it means that when you sort out whatever is here, it will give you the same 12 that we have here. Let's try it out. So 2 times 7 is 14. 14 plus 5 minus 7 equal to 12. So 14 plus 5 is what? 19. 19 minus 7 will give us what? 12, equal to 12. So that means the equation is correct and our result for S is correct. That's how to check. Let's go to the second example. That is, if you find the equation in this form where you divide both sides. Let's try it out. Okay. Now, the next example is the second form we are talking about. Okay. When you find the equation in this form, it means 2x means 2 times what will give you 10. Let's assume it's a bigger number that you cannot just think about. You go straight to divide both sides by the coefficient of the alphabet. Now, coefficient of the alphabet x is what? 2. The coefficient of s is 2. Let's put is, okay? Now, if the coefficient of s is 2, that means you're dividing both sides by the 2. Okay, so we have 2x over 2 equal to 10 over 2. So 2 will cancel 2. We have x is equal to 2 here 1. How many 2 can you find in 10? Or in the other way around, 2 times what will give you 10? So is 5. So there are 5 2's in 10. That's what division means. Okay. Another way of dividing, remember in my previous class I told you that division is a repeated subtraction. How is it a repeated subtraction? If I don't want to divide this, 2 times what will give me 10? I just go straight. I can say 10 minus 2 is 8. I've minused once. 10 minus 8 minus 2 is 6. I've subtracted twice. 6 now minus 2 will give me 4. I've subtracted 3 times. Now 4 minus 2 will give me 2. I've subtracted 4 times. 2, which is the last, minus 2 will give me 0. Until you end in 0, you count the number of times you've subtracted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I subtracted 2 5 times from 10 to get 0. That means 2 divided 10 will be 5. So you can see that division is a repeated subtraction, while multiplication is a repeated addition. If I say 2 times 10, it's just for you to be adding 10, 10, okay? That's how it works. You add 10 to another 10 twice to get your result. Repeated addition. Okay, so that's that for this. So if I decide to put my answer there, I'll just put 5, which is the value of s. So I'll be having 2 brackets 5, which is, bracket means times, remember. So you have 2 times 5, which is 10. So that means the equation is balanced. If it's different figures, something is wrong somewhere. Let's go to next. Coming to the third example, we have 2x equal to 2 over 3. Remember, if you have anything fractional, whether a whole number at the other side or a fraction, just know that you will cross multiply. What do? Make this one fraction. If you want to make anything a fraction, just put over 1, because everything divided by 1 is itself. 100 divided by 1 person, If you buy 100 oranges and say one person should share it, there is no sharing there. So the 100 is owned by that person. So any number, any letter, anything at all divided by 1 is itself. Okay? So now, put over 1 to make it fraction, then cross multiply. If you are cross multiplying, remember these two are multiplying each other, and these two are multiplying each other. These two and these two. Okay? So we have 2 times 3, which is 2x times 3. 2x times 3 means 2x, another 2x, another 2x. Add them together. 2x plus another 2x will give us 4x. Plus another 2x will give us 6x. That's using repeated addition for the multiplication. So we have 2x times 3 is what? 6x. 6x. Equal to 2 times 1, 2. Okay? So, if you look at this, it have landed us at the second rule, which says divide both sides by coefficient. Why am I giving these rules? So that whatsoever you're solving, you will have to land in one of these 3 rules. And when you see any of them, you should know what to do. So, this fractional equation gave us the second rule, which is what? Divide both sides by coefficient. So what's the coefficient of the alphabet? X is 6. Coefficient of x is 6. So dbs by 6. dbx means divide both sides by 6. Okay? So we have 6x over 6 equal to 2 over 6. 6 will cancel 6. X is equal to, now, I would have just written 2 over 6. But remember, if a fraction is not in its lowest term, it is not the final answer. I come again. Whatsoever fraction you have, that something can divide numerator and denominator without remainder, then it's not the final answer. So you have to break it down until nothing can divide the both. That's when you have your final answer. And if the numerator, the one on top, is greater than the denominator, you change to mixed numbers before you leave your answers. In most cases, unless you're solving for objective questions where you can have any option at all, you should know where to stop. So now we have 2 here, 1, 2 in 6, 3. So our final answer is 1 over 3. As simple as that. So, coming to the next example, that is like the third rule still. This one has a complete fraction, just cross multiply. So you have, I always multiply the one with the alphabet first. Why? Because it's the alphabet we are looking for. Try to be making it the subject. Try to make it the subject. Let it be the first. Okay? How do you make something the subject? Try to make it to appear first as related to others. Okay? So now we have 3x times 5. It's just like SSS 3. SSS, another one. SSS into 5 places. If you count it, is 15s. 15x equal to 10 times 4 is what? 40. What do you do at this point? Somebody who has been following this class will know that the next step is like the second rule. Divide both sides by the coefficient. So no matter how you go, you must be landing in one of the rules. Just know what to do. So divide both sides by coefficient, which is what? 15. So we have dbs by 15, which is the coefficient of s. So we have 15x, this, over 15 equal to 40 over 15. 15 will cancel 15. X is equal to something can divide 40 and 15 without remainder. What's that? 5. So 5 here, 8, and 5 here, 3. So we have 8 over 3. And remember, the numerator here is greater. So this cannot be my final answer. What do? Divide. 1, 2, 3. Share 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You always count from the end to know how many they got. Each of them got 2. Now, how many did not reach everybody? 2. So it's 2 remainder 2. X is equal to is 2 remainder 2, right? Which is X is equal to 2 whole number. That is the main dividend. Dividend is a number or result you get when you divide 2 numbers. That's a dividend. So the dividend is 2. That means everybody got 2. While the remainder is 2. It's coincidental that they are the same figure. So the whole number is the dividend, while the remainder is the numerator over the divisor. What you divided with, the divisor, over 3. In the sense that if you want to change these mixed numbers to an improper fraction this way, you just go straight. 2 times 3, 6, plus 2, 8 over divisor, 3. So the final answer for X is 2 whole number, 2 over 3. If you have followed us to this point, that means you must have found this class very helpful. And do you know what our next topic is? To know, just hit your subscribe button. And don't forget to solve this and drop your answers in the comment section. See you in our next class.